the world is full of sound, and I had lost touch with that for close to a decade.
I had probably gone 5 or 10 years without ever hearing the rain on the roof. And that may sound like a small thing, but actually, I enjoy storms a lot more now than I did.
My friendships feel stronger because I'm much more aware of everything that's going on.
Meet Dr. Gil Magellan, founder and director of the Walnut Creek Hearing Aid Center. Using advanced audio processing technology, he is helping clients like these dramatically improve their hearing and their lives.
I wasn't very pleased with the hearing aids I had before I came here, and I expressed that by basically not wearing them.
My first hearing aids did get me to a point where I felt like I could function better, but I never really was experiencing what my expectations were. I would be in social situations and miss a lot of conversations. I would go to the theater and miss a lot of the dialogue. And I knew that I could do better. I knew there were better solutions out there.
These are not unusual complaints. Last year, Consumer Reports reviewed the hearing aid industry and wrote, "When we set out to test hearing aids, we encountered the same challenges that hearing aid shoppers face every day: a fragmented and confusing marketplace, and difficulty sorting out good hearing aid providers from less capable ones."
What a person wants is not the hearing aid. What they want is to be able to hear speech clearly. They want to be able to hear a speaker clearly separated from the other noises. That's what they really want. And I know to achieve that, it isn't just getting them a hearing aid. The hearing aid is a part. I have to have a great hearing aid in their ear. But more important than that hearing aid part is what I do with it. I have to adjust that hearing aid so that their brain can access the information it needs to make speech clear, to keep a speaker's voice separated from the other noises that are around. That's what people want. They want to understand speech better.
Dr. Gil, who has a PhD in biophysics from UC Berkeley, decided to confront the difference between hearing sound and understanding speech head-on when he set up his practice in 1982. Drawing upon his long-term interest and research in neuroscience and cognition, he began applying insights from these fields to fitting people with hearing aids.
I'm trained to measure and to verify, to know what's real and what isn't. I wanted to bring that talent not in a laboratory where it's under controlled conditions, but in the complex conditions of people's real lives, in the complex conditions where people aren't normalized into a single group, but that have individual problems that have to be dealt with individually.
Driven to help clients hear better, Dr. Gil developed diagnostic tests to determine how an individual's brain uniquely processes sound into speech in quiet and noisy situations. He has been demonstrating over and over with his clients that people with hearing impairment can and should hear much better than they commonly do.
I found different people would come in with the same hearing loss, almost identical. And I would fit them with identical hearing aids, and I'd measure to make sure they got the exact sound that they could. In a quiet environment, everybody did pretty well. They heard more clearly, it was natural sounding, I was very good at setting the hearing aids. But soon as I put on noise and I started to ask those same people to repeat words back to me or to understand the conversation when I was covering my face, one person would be able to hear and understand me very easily. Another one would have tremendous amount of trouble. And so I knew they were both getting about the same amount of sound in their ears. Their hearing loss was corrected the same way, but their performance in the real world was so radically different. I knew that's the problem that I'm after. What makes one person different than another? And there were a tremendous number of things I had to figure out, and that became my life.
His earpiece allows him to insert a microphone into the space between the hearing aid and my eardrum. So when he's talking about sound that's in there, he is measuring the actual sound that I'm hearing. There's no distance of what's going on in the room or in the world. It's the sound that I'm hearing. And he is very fine-tuning engaged. and engaging for that matter. He's a little bit like watching an artist at work.
I'm like a sound engineer for your ears. Just like in the auditorium where you have that sound engineer controlling the sound for every performance, they're not just turning on a radio and accepting the quality of sound, they're modifying the details of it. Well, I'm a sound engineer that engineers sound for your ear canal. So for a performance of speech, to have speech be clear, an engineer would do it one way. If it's a musical performance, it would be tuned another way. If it's for picking out speech and noise, I'm going to tune it a radically different way, each knowingly, uniquely for your ear.
Each person who comes to the Walnut Creek Hearing Aid Center receives a free hearing evaluation and demonstration of Dr. Gill's unique hearing aid methods. With the help of Dr. Gill's patented sound processing technologies, his clients walk away with a customized hearing aid prescription for each ear.
My husband and I like to dine out, and most restaurants in the area seem to use very hard surfaces, and they're very noisy. I change my hearing aids to program 3, turn the volume down, and all I hear is my husband, which he really appreciates. So it's the ability to tailor the hearing to whatever the situation I'm in.
The loss of hearing is a very isolating kind of experience, far more isolating than I could have imagined. And in a way, I feel that this is enabling me to rejoin, so to speak, groups of people, my family, my friends. I'm still teaching once a year at the university, and this has helped me continue to do that. I wouldn't have done that had it not been for these hearing aids and this help that I've had from Dr. Gill.
My experience with Dr. Gill has been just wonderful in many different ways. He immediately inspires confidence that he is technically on the cutting edge, and he surrounded himself with people who are well-trained, who are not afraid to show him that they know how to do, if he's tuning something or using a particular program. He's got people here who obviously like to work here.
Clients of the Walnut Creek Hearing Aid Center receive free ongoing support for the lifetime of the hearing aids they've purchased. Their philosophy is that clients should not have any obstacles in returning for the long-term professional support and fine-tuning they need.
Dr. Gill probably forever will continue to adjust, to readjust, to replace hearing aids, to care for his clients. It's an amazing center.
They work backward here from the outcome. Instead of here, put these on and it'll be better, it's you deserve to have really good hearing. Now, what do we need to do to get to that point?
The Walnut Creek Hearing Aid Center looks forward to welcoming you. You're invited to come in for your free hearing consultation and experience how well Dr. Gill's methods can work for you. We are confident that you can improve your hearing in social situations, understand speech better, and enjoy your life more.
One day we're going to need it. Instead of fighting it, go for it early and enjoy more.
Now when I garden, that I hear the birds. I hadn't even known that I'd stopped hearing the birds. And that's been a huge gift to me.
It's difficult to imagine or to explain the pleasure that you can take in just hearing your footsteps on a hardwood floor, or hearing yourself walk through leaves in the fall, or all those little experiences, because they're really the stuff of life. And you lose them so slowly that you don't really miss them. But once you get them back, you realize how precious they were.
You deserve to have the best hearing possible, yet Consumer Reports says that finding a capable hearing aid provider is not for the faint-hearted. So arm yourself with the wealth of information that's available on our website. Then call our office to schedule your free hearing evaluation. We look forward to seeing you soon.